if you would, and show Duchess some love. If you're not following her, feel free to follow her.
Hold on. Wait 3 seconds.
Got it.
2, 1. Say all that again because they were in an apple.
Oh, you adholes. Don't clip that. We're gonna
Please
read
clip
it.
that.
No. You little turd. We're gonna rate it to.
Can't see. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, that is oven. That is oven. Not Coven.
Not Coven.
Okay. Okay. So, you already revealed 3 heroes from the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you place your meeple there, right? And where are you placing it? Are you placing it to add to?
It again, but not only did she do it again.
I do want to go to Breakout Con. It's the
Panda
and Phantom show. That was a seamless transition for the first time. I feel so accomplished.
Ladies and gentlemen, Panda's finally learned how to stream. Let's give Panda a hand. Yes, all the applause,
Yes,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, thank the Academy, thank your friend. You've earned it.
Yes, after 109 episodes, I finally got it timed perfectly.
No, you told me, Panda Angel, you always give it to the person with
That's
the highest
true.
score.
That's
see?
true. That's
so,
true.
if you're gonna blame anyone, it's Panda Angel.
That is...
Do you wanna? Do
Do
you wanna Fanda boogie? Fanda boogie. Do you wanna Fanda boogie? Fanda boogie. Do you wanna Fanda double
Fanda
boogie?
boogie,
Yeah! Fanda boogie. Do you
Fanda
wanna Fanda
boogie? Fanda boogie. Do you wanna
Fanda
boogie?
Yeah!
There you go. Double Panda Boogie for Kima and Cosmic. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so we're gonna go over here and talk about what's gonna happen, what we have going on. Yeah, Matt's like, he was about to portal away, y'all. That almost worked. I gotta really find out where my box cutter went to. The ceramic one I bought. So this is a snake one. Reel in your destiny. So basically, you're trying to grab the snake, but not the eels. Okay. And as with all Oink games, can you put it back into the box?
That's the game after the game.
Exactly. So there's a bag. I do want to go to Breakout Con for Game Jams, but the problem is that it's at the same time as TCTC. That was right on top of my forehead. Sorry, scrolling. But yeah, I love TCTC, so. And I was just taking a picture. Oh, I took a picture of this because I thought it was funny. Everyone's so short except for Ray. And I could, like, spot her. Because she's so tall. I love her, though. I love her. It was so cute. They're little manatee heads that you're gonna have floating around. I was like, I mean, a bag of manatee heads does not sound cute. But when you put it, you know, on the cards, on the things, they look very cute. We're going to raid into Duchess, who's on playing board game arena games. We usually raid Time Roller, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently. So please copy the Nightbot command, if you would, and show Duchess some love. If you're not following her, feel free to follow her.
Hold on. Wait 3 seconds.
Got
2, 1. Say all that again because they were in an apple.
Oh, you adholes. Don't clip that. We're gonna
Please
read
clip
it.
that.
No. You little turd. We're gonna rate it to scene collection.
It again, but not only did she do it again.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that just says I'm
Actually,
going
we're gonna go back in time since you put the starting soon screen on. So we'll just start this whole thing again.
That was for the VODs. I'm gonna cut it apart. Okay, dang.
Okay, Lisa, this is our generation, Jackie.
This is
how our generation does
yes.
it. This is
And
how
This is
younger
the
people do it.
and then there's also this one. And
would
then
you like to know
I think
how
this
my
one.
generation does a heart?
Oh. Yeah.
So if you ever see me do that to you, it means I love you.
Totally.
And then this is the Asian part, right?
Yes.
No, you told me, Panda Angel, you always give it to the person with
That's
the highest
true.
score.
That's
okay?
true. That's
so, Waffle,
true.
if you're gonna blame anyone, it's Panda Angel.
That
Okay, Lisa, this is our generation, Jackie.
This is
how our generation does
yes.
it. This is
And
how
this is
younger people do it.
And then there's also this one. And
would
then
you like to know
I think
how
this
my
one.
generation does a heart?
Oh. Yeah.
So if you ever see me do that to you, it means I love you.
Totally.
And then this is the Asian part, right?
Yeah.
Can't see. Oh, there you go. Okay. No, that is oven. That is oven, not Coben.
Not Coben.
Okay. Okay. So, you already revealed 3 heroes from the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you place your meeple there, right? And where are you placing it? Are you placing it to add to
Scene collection?
It again, but not only did she do it again.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that just says I'm
Actually, we're gonna go back in time since you put the starting soon screen on. So we'll just start this whole thing again.
That was for the VODs. I'm gonna cut it apart. Okay, dang.
It again, but not only did she do it again.
I do want to go to Breakout Con. It's the
Panda
and Phantom
Show.
That was a seamless transition for the first time. Hello everyone, welcome in. I'm Amanda Panda. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and the double raid. That's absolutely crazy. Welcome in everybody. Hopefully everything is sounding good. Because there's always issues, right? Hello, Suitably Confused, #1 in the chat. Oh, okay. Cosmic Beat! Thank you. Thank you. Did y'all hear it? Or did it only go out on my end? That's so funny. Thank you, Dutch, for raiding in. Hey, Bonds. Good to see you. Yes, Cosmic Bee. It was my affiliate anniversary yesterday. Okay, good. So thank you, Cosmic Bee, for saying that you heard it, because sometimes I just don't know. But yeah, it was my affiliate anniversary yesterday, so I am celebrating today on my regular schedule, and I have to say that it is the little money that comes in is very important and very helpful, and I thank you all for your support, because without you all, I couldn't keep on doing this. Yay! Hello, Dutch Yoda, who was coffee and crowdfunding. It's always good to see what you see, and I didn't know Jetpack Joyride had AI art, so that's good to know. But yeah, a lot of good information there if you like to crowdfund. But I also am slowing down on the crowdfunding by a lot. But anyways, welcome in, Tasha, and it's Christmas hat time. The Halloween hats are gone, and I kind of miss it. I kind of miss that. See, yeah, okay. Yes, thank you, Dutch. Thank you, Bonds. Ripley Anna, thank you so much for the raid. Had to double check. I'm now following you. I'm like, wait, how come I'm not following you? So I'm glad I double checked. But thank you so much for bringing your lovely humans with you, your lovely community. It's a double raid. By the way, what is Knights on Bikes? Is it like Kids on Bikes in RPG? Because it says you were playing board games. Or is that a video game? I'm not sure. Thank you, Firewind, for subscribing with your Prime. 9 months. Almost ready to have the baby. Because, you know, it's a 10-month process. But welcome. Thank you so much for your little bit of Bezo monies. If you didn't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. That's so cute. You get a free sub every month to a streamer of your choice. So use it. Don't lose it. It's basically free to you because you already pay to Amazon. So thank you so much. That was very, very kind of you to choose me. Hello, Deadpan. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's a co-op action adventure. Knights on Bikes. How fun. That sounds a lot of fun. And Cosmic Beak, of course, scaring me. Oh! Kima! Thank you so much for subscribing with your Prime. That's so awesome. Good to see you, my friend. I hope your nap was well, because I had a nap. I'm just slowly getting over the jet lag, and then I'm gonna go to Philadelphia, and then it's gonna... I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, there I'll be fine, but coming back... Oh my gosh! Wow! That was like the perfect sequence of emotes, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. But welcome, Kima. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Yes, today is not a game day. I will be talking about my Hokkaido trip to northern Japan right after my Spiel Essen trip, which was totally board games. So you'll see some pictures and stuff. And we'll just be chatting for a couple hours, which is lovely. Ripleyana says we played Knights and Bikes on some previous streams, but today we did puzzles and some BGA. Oh! I went to your channel. It said Knights on Bikes, so I'm confused, but that's okay. What games did you play on BGA? Because, you know, it's a lot of fun. Oh no! I napped, but Kima didn't. And it's so weird. Like, when I nap, I have the most dreams because I am constantly, like, waking myself up but then trying to get back to sleep. And so and then I feel like my dreams when I nap because I'm tired is, what do you call it? Like, tells me about myself, tells me about my state of mind and stuff, because like, I was listening, well, I had it on, a live stream, and then, you know, this crafter always gives away something. And my dream was that I could not open YouTube in order to enter the giveaway. And so I was so frustrated. I was crying. And I'm like, okay, so maybe that's indicative of me being stressed out and needing to get some rest. So this coming up week at my friend's house, I'm going to just relax and rest and hopefully not work. Because I'm going to work my butt off these next 2 days, today and tomorrow, to be able to go. And then right after, I am flying out to Philly and doing even more work because I'll be in a whole bunch of meetings and working the booth 6 hours for Saturday and Sunday each. So it's going to be a lot, but it'll be a lot of fun because I get to see a lot of wonderful people. Oh, look at that! Hype Train just started. Dutch Yoda! Thank you so much for the subscription. Oh my gosh! How long has it been since we had a Hype Train? This is so cool. Thank you so much, everybody. We are at level 1. Choo choo. It's still a Hype Train for me. I think for Bonds it was a different name, something different. But anyways, Bonds is used to it. She has a Hype Train every week. No, just kidding. Bond works very, very hard, y'all, and streams many hours, 5 days a week, which I don't know how I could do that, but she is amazing. So yeah. And tonight, if I go long, we can just raid into her, but she has a sponsored stream tonight, which I think is going to be so much fun. Kim will wrap gifts for 4 hours instead. I love wrapping gifts. But are you wrapping gifts for yourself or for other people? Huh. Oh man, Kima with the 100 biddies. Thank you. Level 1 completed. Woohoo. I wonder what emotes are gonna come out now. It's so funny because I have like one rainbow wing and I'm like, dang it, I didn't get the other one. But that's an emote. Oh, you only went for 4 hours because you ran out of wrapping paper? That sucks. That sucks, yeah. Ripleyana says, I don't know why it said knights and bikes. I realized cartographers. Oh, I learned cartographers today and did some turns on my turn-based open tables. Let's go to Japan, Ticket to Ride, Harmonies, Castles of Burgundy. Nice. What a good list of games. Yes. And cartographers is so good. And you can get all these expansions to make it so variable. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's definitely like a classic evergreen for me. Because I'll always play cartographers, and I love polyomino games, and this is a fun light roll and write. Oh my gosh, what kind of animal is that? What kind of animal is that? Deadpan, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. What is that? That's a human. That's a person. I thought it was a monkey. Oh, Kima's wrapping Christmas gifts here for yourself. I meant for like your family and friends. But you know how stores, I think now, are doing Christmas gift wrapping for, you know, people. I used to work in a gift store and I learned how to do quick, efficient wrapping without using too much paper, and doing the pretty like curling ribbon style bows and stuff, which I really enjoy. I like doing it. So maybe I'll get a little seasonal you know, job doing that, but I think it might be too late to get that job. But anyways, like, you have to like, you get quicker as you go, but it's a lot of fun. I used to do like elaborate gift wrapping, like make it look like layers of cake, and you know how people do, you know, cruises do tower, what is it, the towel animals. I do like elaborate gift wrapping. It's a lot of fun, but now I'm getting lazy and I just use gift bags, which is kind of sad. Maybe I'll go back to it. I love making boxes and stuff. It kind of is like an engineering part, tickles the engineering part of my mind to like see how boxes get together, like are put together, and then, which is probably why I have a lot of trash, because I'm a crafter and, you know, I like to keep different boxes as, you know, to see how they put it together and how they made it and the design process. I don't know. My brain's weird that way. I have some, I didn't want to use my birthday wrapping paper. I have some nice star paper I like to wrap prizes in, and Baby Yoda Grogu paper for birthdays. Oh, that's cool. I mean, you could always use the backside of wrapping paper, or like draw on the wrapping paper so that it doesn't look too birthday-ish. Dutch says, question, do people in chat still have their Halloween decorations up? I asked because my neighbors still have, and Halloween isn't even a Dutch thing. You'll see, Halloween has gone worldwide, even though it's an American thing. There was Halloween in Japan, and I'm like, I'm asking the tour guide, really? There's Halloween? He's like, yeah, because of money. And I'm like, well, capitalism in Japan. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Ripleyana says, I enjoy cartographers. That's awesome. And if you ever want to add me to any turn-based games I know, please feel free to invite me to games on BGA. As long as they're asynchronous turn-based. I'm happy to play with you, for sure. Oh, Kimma says I suck at rapping? Nah, you probably don't. You probably don't. I guess I could do a tutorial. That'd be fun. Have you seen, like, there's different, like, you can make different, I guess, textures with different folds with wrapping paper, but I could do the basic wrapping. I really want to learn and be good at Japanese wrapping, which only uses like 2 pieces of tape. But does, I don't know, they say that it uses less paper, but for me, it feels like it uses more paper, so. Oh, and Kimma hates wrapping, oh no! There are weird shapes I had to do. I had to get an envelope thing going on. Yeah, do you know how to make bags out of wrapping paper? I don't know, but yay, we made the level 1 hype train. Woo woo! Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. That was so great. And hello, Mary Canada. Good to see you. I'm Deadpan. Thank you for the biddies. The 100 biddies. That's so kind. Mary Canada went and did 18,000 plus steps on the Fitbit and 46 aluminum cans collected today. By the way, he actually collects aluminum cans to clean up his community. And I don't know where they're getting all these cans from. I'm like, can they not have a recycling box right next to the cans? I don't know. Hello, Ben Osteen. Welcome in. Kima says, I never understand the 45-degree wrapping. Oh, I see. Yeah. The Japanese wrapping style. Yeah. I should do a wrapping stream. I'll just, like, show you how to get the most efficient wrapping possible that I learned. And maybe we can try the Japanese style. It might be fun. Let's see. Deadpan, choo choo. Oh, you got a frog. That's what it was. And then Firewind got a baseball player. That's so cute. That's what those were. Ben says it's more of an American idea of Halloween that's spread with the house-to-house trick-or-treating. Lots of decorations and separation from pagan origins of the seasonal culture. Yeah. Yeah. Halloween has no longer have anything to do with the actual roots of Halloween and the pagan culture. I know friends that still kind of follow the, you know, the winter, whatever it's called. Oh, gosh, what is that called? It's not eclipse. You'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's now about candy. It's now about treats. And in the past, when I was young, like an old granny, when I was young, if you didn't give good treats, you would get tricked, which means you would get egged and toilet papered, which is where that came from, I think, right? I mean, the pagan culture, you're supposed to, you know, be nice, but and it was just like, oh man, yeah. But now no one does that. Everyone's just figuring out where to get the best candy in the full size bars and stuff. So, and I was in Japan for Halloween, and they didn't give out anything. They just had the decorations up, I think. Ben says the carved turnip predates the carved pumpkin, after all. Good to know. Turnip? Really? Purple turnips? That's interesting. Hima says, oh, no, origami stuff. That's crazy. I went to Toys R Us, bought home Lego, and the girl asked me, choo-choo, if I wanted it wrapped, and I said yes. And she measures the box with the wrap, turns it, puts one thing of tape, wraps it, and folds it, and then adds one piece of tape. Oh, she did the Japanese way. That's pretty cool. I've never seen it in an American store. That's interesting. It was perfect, yeah. No, if I do it the way I learned it, I need 3 pieces of tape. Oh no, you had to patch it. I had to do it with scraps because I didn't have to just make it like a patchwork, you know? That's all you had to do. Samhan, yeah. Hello, Game Enthuse. Hello, Aaron. Me and Aaron, Game Enthuse, are going to be doing a learn and play at PAX Unplugged. So if you're there Friday evening, please come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk about it. I don't know who's going to teach it. Probably, I don't know. Aaron, with your voice, maybe you should be teaching, and I should be supporting you. Usually Jess does the teach, but she's not coming this year. Dutch says, fun thing is that people here are happy that they aren't celebrating a Christian holiday, forgetting that Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, which is Catholic. Well, no, it was started pagan holiday that the church wanted to turn Catholic Christian because they thought it was unholy, or, you know, so, yeah. Oh, I'll teach then. He's too nervous to teach. Grilled turnips? Ew, I don't eat turnips. Are they good? I don't know. Kima says, listen, I taped the crap out of it. You gotta make it hard to get into. Otherwise, it's not fun. Then you should try the saran wrap. It wastes a lot of saran wrap, which is terrible. but you put the main prize like in the middle, and you roll into a ball, and then you stick prizes as you're rolling the saran wrap into a giant ball, and then it takes them hours to unravel. If you really hate your kids or you really need them to be quiet for a very long time, you could do the saran wrap ball and just waste a whole roll of saran wrap on it. So YouTube comments are quite delayed, or I'm just delayed in answering your comments. Yeah. Hey, Curve Cut Games. No. Where did the no from? Kiva says, like, how my mom sends her parcels because she's scared it's gonna get open on the way there. Oh, she tapes the heck out of it. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that is smart, because then it's not, they're not gonna try anything. The box is covered in tape every inch. Yeah. Kima says, if you want to add a challenge, you tell them to open it with oven mitts. Oh no, that's horrible. Ben says, the origins of the celebration that we have at Halloween predates Christianity. Yeah. Deadpan says, we decided last year that we'll be doing all the 10 a.m. Lantern plays to start the days. That's fun. Are you doing tournaments again, Deadpan? Because him and Giggles are like winners in tournaments. But our Learn and Play is not at 10 a.m. this year, so yeah. What are you gasping about, Aaron? I don't know. But yeah. I'm just gonna be running around. And by the way, there's my dinner. I do eat dinner very early, like granny early, and then I don't eat for the rest of the night. And I don't know why I do that. That's fun. Alright, let's go. Aaron, Game Enthused says, I don't remember why I gasped. That's why you should teach. Oh my gosh, what am I eating? I am eating rice with daikon, cooked daikon and beef. That's a Chinese dish. And then I had a boiled egg in there to up the protein level. I should really be upping my fiber intake, not my protein intake. But I always make sure I have protein and carbs minimum. But yeah. So normal, like, I love white rice. Love white rice. Love the flavor of it. If it is cooked right, they add a little salt. It has a flavor, everybody. But I've been trying to do this fancy rice where I make my own broth, like bone broth with chicken carcasses. Use that instead of water. And then I add a grain to it to increase the protein and fiber. And I really like it. I like it. This is a little bit of the end of my Spiel Essen trip with my last day with me and Ilka. We cheated on Dave, poor Dave, by playing some, Cascadia. A quick game of Cascadia before Ilka very kindly drove me to the airport, and it was very, very good. And it's funny, Tan's not here because it's too late for him. But I guess this is a German dessert. I love apple cakes. I love apple, like, desserts and stuff. So this is their apple cake. It was so good. It was eggy. It was fluffy. It was soft. It was appley. Oh my gosh. I still think about it. It's so, so good. I wish I could have brought it with me, but no. It wouldn't have lasted through Taiwan and Japan and everything. But man, this is so good. Maybe Ilka can find the recipe for me, but I love it. It has a lot of butter and a lot of egg, but man, delicious. Yeah, Cascadia, yes. Cosmic Bee says, I got a Zeroshi rice cooker, which is one of the best Japanese rice cookers, or actually brands of appliances, right? And it makes perfect rice every time. I'm in love with it. I have a very old, like 3-cup rice cooker. Very, very old, y'all. It's like parts of it's broken. Like it's cosmetic. It works so well. It's a small thing, and it cooks my rice in like 20 minutes. And I've seen and heard people on the internet say their rice takes an hour. And I'm like, what? What are you using to cook your rice in? Some fancy machine that doesn't know how to do it right? It shouldn't take that long. But yeah, that was not the upcoming. This is regular Cascadia. They actually mixed in the tiles from the expansion landmarks. They mixed in landmark tiles, but they don't use the landmark objectives. They just put the tiles in there. But this is not the upcoming Cascadia, even though we did get them the upcoming Cascadia, which then they subsequently played on their Sunday stream. No, on their Monday stream. Monday? Yeah, Monday, because today's Tuesday. They played it last night on their stream. If you want to go check it out on the Loozapalooza Twitch stream. Yeah, so this is not Alpine Lakes. This is regular Cascadia with the landmarks tiles mixed in there. And their bag is like, there's a hole in the corner and stuff because they play it every day. But yeah. Erin uses a pot with a lid. That's awesome. I wish I knew how to do that. I don't. Some people I've seen actually boil the water with the rice and then finish it in the oven, which I thought that was cool too. I stick it in a rice cooker and set it and forget it for an hour. And then I come back. I'll come back to it. So. Aaron says, I taught Cascadia landmarks to some coworkers. I'm still a great teacher. Don't read into that because I got crushed. Yeah. We don't know. Oh, I forgot to have that for. Okay, good thing I saw that. But yeah, here it is. Here's Cascadia Alpine Lakes. I was gonna bring it. I think I need to. I'll double check if I'm bringing it to PAX Unplugged because I need to return it to Flat Out, but they might not want it, so I don't know. They might want me to send it to them. Oven finishing? I never heard of that. Yeah, you might want to try that. I don't know. It might be easier. Basically, you're boiling and then you're steaming the rice. So you're simmering very low heat, steaming the rice to cook it. But for me, I stick it in the rice cooker and it turns itself off. Like, it turns the temperature to the right temperature, it turns itself off. So yeah, I don't know. And one great thing about rice cookers, especially the kind that has the steamer baskets that go up high, like not the cool ones with the lid and then everything's enclosed. No, I mean like the old ones where you stick the steamer baskets on there, is that you can actually like stir fry. So what my friend used to do is that they would like turn it on and then it would get hot, but they would melt butter and add crushed garlic into the same pot that you would cook the rice in. Like let it kind of fry up, then add the rice and water, the washed rice and water, mix it, and then put the lid on and let it cook. And then they get garlic butter rice, which was delicious. It's really, really good. What I do is I put the rice and broth or water, and then I put the Taiwanese sausages, 香肠, Taiwanese sausages on top, and then I'll put the lid on. I used to put some carrots, but I like my carrots cooked more, so I don't put carrots in there. But sometimes I'll put cut up mushroom into there, and it's delicious. Basically, you have like your protein and your carbs already. So that's my lazy girl meal, is to stick everything into the rice cooker and be done with it. I mean, some people have put egg and stuff. I feel like the fancy ones, like you can't layer on top too high, right? Because like the regular ones, you can, as long as you have I guess it's 2, maybe 1. I don't know how far the steam will go. But anyways, so like you can put a steamer basket on top and steam vegetables on top of that, and then there you go. You would have a very nice meal. And I don't know, I like a basic rice cooker, but I know like the fancy ones like Deadpan has the like you could make cakes and breads and stuff in it. That's so cool. Yeah. So Aaron just steams it on low heat in the stove. Oh, okay. Yeah, but then don't you have to stay in the kitchen? Because I don't like staying in the kitchen. Good night, Dutch. Sweet dreams. Thank you so much for the alert, my friend. But yeah. Okay, anyways. Back to the pictures. Wait. Yeah, so we did this. I might have to like I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, we played. Ilka actually beat me. Look at this. Ilka beat me 97 to 88. Which is crazy. And there's my why this is not right. I think I went backwards. Sorry, y'all. They were training some drug sniffing dogs in the airport. And they had planted someone with some stuff, and all these like puppies were going through, and they were just like, don't do anything. And then some dog drooled on a guy and like messed his pants up, and so they kind of were like, oh no, what do we do? Get some wet wipes. It was very interesting. Anyways, I think this is in London, actually. Let me see. Yeah, this is in my layover in London. When this happened. I had it happen in California too, where they were training drug sniffing dogs or some kind of detection dogs. It could be food detection, you know, agricultural detection dogs too. Which I did see an agricultural detection dog when I landed in Taiwan, but it didn't detect what I had on me. But anyways, I got rid of it. But anyways, yeah, so. But you're not supposed to do anything or say anything or pet the dogs, but yeah. Aaron says, do you play the Cascadia app on Steam? Very good. Yes, I do. I really enjoy it. I played it with Randy Flynn on the stream. And Randy beat me on Cascadia Alpine Lakes. It was very fun. Very close game though, but so yeah. Look at him. He's a good pupper. Anyways, I am fascinated by when they have puppies. Anyways, oh yeah. So you know, I love a window seat. I love taking pictures in the window. Aaron, did you not play Alpine Lakes? When do you get in? If you have time, if you get in Thursday, I can teach you. Sorry, I'm gonna. It's funny, I was watching some short form video from one of the actors for Friends talking about how they have to eat. No, from Big Bang Theory, not Friends, from Big Bang Theory. Saying how they have to eat a lot on the show. And how like they'll spit it out, like when the camera's not on them, they'll spit it out and then act like they're chewing and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, you have to you can't take big bites. You have to take small bites so that you can speak, on with the right timing. So I don't know. There's some actors that don't do that. They just eat whatever they want. But yeah, I love looking at the Earth from the sky. It's so cool. And it's interesting because while the wings are the most enforced area of the plane, I think I was researching that the back tail end is the most safe. You're the most able to survive a crash from the back tail end. And this is after I did like 10 flights. Over 10 flights this year. Let's see, how many? Yeah, I probably did like a lot of flights this year. But anyways, so I was just looking at that, and then so I only choose my seats when I have a tight transfer. If I have a tight transfer, then I definitely need seats closer to the front so I can get off the plane faster so that I can meet my transfer. If I don't have a tight transfer, I will sit anywhere as long as I can get a window seat. If I can't get a window seat, I'll sit on the aisle. But that's my ranking of seats. Firewind says, off to get food. Have a good stream. Thank you. Have a good day. I love that. Look at that. Going through the cloud layer. it was very cloudy everywhere I went. But I love looking at the clouds, so. And it's so interesting how there's actually different layers of clouds up in the sky. And I love seeing the cloud, what do you call it? The shadows that the cloud makes. Which I don't think most people think about when they're on the ground. It's quite interesting. I'm flying to Taiwan at this point. I went from Essen to London and then to Taiwan. So I'm flying into Taiwan, the metropolitan area of Taiwan. Oh no, this is London. I'm trying to, yeah, I think this is London, y'all. Or is this, I don't know. What is, I don't see landmarks I recognize. Let me see if this is London. I feel like this is flying into Taiwan. I don't know why. Okay, anyways. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am half the time. Oh, no, that was... yeah. This is Frank West. I saw him. Yeah, and I'm trying to transfer. I think I was flying into London. And I'm trying to transfer through the London airport. This is going up in time. Yeah, that was me flying to London. I'm trying to transfer into the London airport. If you've never been to Heathrow, so you don't know your gate. That was me landing into London. You don't know your gate until about 45 minutes before. This is saying, let me see. This is saying, oh, 20 minutes before your flight. You don't know your gate. Usually I like to be at my gate, you know, at least 30 minutes before boarding, right? I like an hour before my flight, but no, you don't know your gate until 20 minutes. Except this time. The gate agent knew. China Airlines knew our gate 4 hours before. So they know our gate number. They just don't tell you until 20 minutes before, which is very interesting. I don't know why I took a picture. Oh, this lady's in a panda shirt. Do you see that? I take pandas. I take pictures of pandas when I see them. But anyways. So it was one very interesting thing about London Heathrow. And I had to take the subway system to get from one part of the one terminal of the airport that I landed on to get to the other terminal where I actually flew out on, because I had a transfer, which, like, thank God I gave myself like 4 hours, because if it was 2 hours I'd be like so nervous. But yeah, it was fun. As someone, yeah, I know. Oh yeah, you're singing Wicked songs. Come on. Tasha says yes, but in London, there's nothing to do out in the gates, so you don't really want to leave the areas. Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true. I mean, it's so interesting, because I think Zurich was kind of similar too, where the gates really had nothing around them, and it's all the shopping is in the middle, and you don't get to know your gate until closer to your time, and then you go to your gates. And I think, but Zurich had dual layers. Like, you go down, like in Taiwan, where all the shopping's in the top floor, and then you go down into your gate waiting, and it's just chairs, and then you're just sitting there and to get onto the plane. But all the shopping's above, right? All the food and shopping's above. Similar to Taiwan, where all the food and shopping's above, but then you have just a room full of chairs below for people to like get onto their plane. And then with Heathrow, it's very similar, where all the shopping's like concentrated in the middle, and then you walk out. But man, I was at the farthest end. It took me like 25 minutes to get to from where I checked in to all the way to my gate. So I'm glad I got there early, because I would have felt too tight if I had to like run all the way there. But yeah, it's very interesting the different ways that different airports work, right? Yeah, defying gravity. Yes, from Wicked. I'm not gonna sing that. I would mess it up, but I was singing it in my mind, so. Yeah, excited for part 2 myself. They won't mess up the songs this time. I actually never watched the fully part 1. So I'm hoping that they will do it in part 2. This is such a cool picture! I don't know why, but the lights, not the info. The lights shining through the clouds, so cool to me. But it's not that cool when it's zoomed in for some reason. Yeah. I love seeing, like, that's so cool. I don't know. And then, you know, we arrive. Well, actually, this is mid-flight because it's daytime. I think we arrive in the evening. There's your sunset. Oh, yeah. I take a lot of cloud photos. So cool. I think this is us flying down to the clouds. We're in the between the cloud layers, which is very interesting. So, like, I lose a whole day, which was interesting. And there's me, and there's the sunset. It looks like the apocalypse, actually. But that's very good. I was trying to take a picture of the sunset. And then this is, I think, this is Taiwan at night. And then my mom actually, like, booked a car. I don't know how she found this guy, but booked a car to pick me up. And then it's funny because we booked him 2 more times because we flew out to Japan and back. And so he took me and my mom to the airport for a Japan trip and took us home afterwards. No, 3 more, because he took us out to for a flight to LA as well, to California. So I saw him 4 times within the span of a week. But yeah, they had some really cool, like, pictures on the thing, and then this is through the airport. Some nice art. Taipei. Yeah. Oh, this is like a rice burrito that Taiwanese love to eat for breakfast, which my mom got. This is like how it looks like. It doesn't look like a perfect burrito. In America, they really shape it very nicely, but not they just, you know, make it as close as possible because they're making so many of them. And it usually has some kind of a pork floss, a deep fried donut, Chinese donut, and maybe some like crunchy daikon in it, and it was so good. This one had an egg, which kind of threw me off, but it was still good. And I don't know if I like the pork floss or not. That's my cousin. She was going off to school. And if you don't know, like, kids in Taiwan always, from, I think, elementary all the way through middle, maybe even high school, depending on the school, they have a uniform that they have to wear. And if you've never taken a tour with a guide from Taiwan, it's really kind of cool because they meet you at the airport. Everyone gets together at the airport. They fly with you to wherever their stop is, like the tourists, right? And they take you from airport to airport to the bus to the hotel, right? They go through everything. They go through baggage check, everything for you. And then they stay with you while you go through the tour. And even if they have local tour guides, they're still with you because they're the Chinese translator. And then they even take you all the way back home. So this guy actually lives in Japan, but he goes to Taiwan as well. So he has, like, he stays in both places because he has to take people from Taiwan all the way there and all the way back. And then when I went with my mom to, like, Denmark and stuff, like, we had it was the same thing. They met us in Taiwan, took us all the way to all around there, had all the local tour guides speak English. She translated in Chinese, and then all the way back. So it's kind of cool. But what happens in Taiwan, which is very interesting, is that you check your bag, but you have to stand there and wait for it to pass the X-ray machine before you can leave, before you could go through TSA and your gate and stuff. Because if there's anything wrong, they will pull the bag, and then you have to go and talk to them right away, and, you know, take out or throw away whatever it is you need to throw out, and then they'll let your bag go through. So it's totally different because most of the time when we check bags, we don't see it until the very end, and we don't know if they've been opened or checked until you get it back, right? And I don't know what happens if you have something. Like, do they pull you from the gate if you have something bad in your baggage? I have no clue because I don't put anything bad in my check bag. But you know what I mean? So you have no clue what happens. But in Taiwan, they x-ray your check bag right there and then it goes into the system to get sorted and put into the carts to get on the plane. So then you know right away if there's an issue and if they need to pull something, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah. Ooh, I purchased Wi-Fi. So yeah. And then we got to hang out in the Taiwan airport. Yeah. And of course I went shopping. This is a different area of the airport than I've been to. And what's really cool about the Taiwan airport is that all of their terminals, their upstairs like seating areas are all themed. And it looks really, really cool. And then you could either stay up there until right before you're about to board, or like you can go down and just sit in this big room with a bunch of chairs. But yeah, you'll see I do take pictures. I don't know if later on or now, but yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff to shop in the little stationery stores. They even have, of course they have books and stuff, but like all these like cool merch. And of course I had to take pictures of the panda stuff that I saw. I didn't buy everything, just to let you know. And they have like picture areas because Taiwan's like such a picture culture. So funny. That's my mom, by the way. I take a lot of pictures of her. Oh, and they even had Hokkaido milk, which we're gonna get in Japan, so we didn't get it in Taiwan. Yeah, here we go. Now this area didn't have as pretty of a place as some of the other areas, but yeah, so this says Taiwan, and we flew on an airline that I have not flown yet, and they have Snoopy like themed stuff, like their boarding passes and their snacks and stuff for Snoopy, but not their like food trays and stuff. It's very interesting because like Cathay Airlines has, Eva Airlines has a Hello Kitty plane, but this is not a Snoopy plane. It just had some Snoopy stuff on it, but Eva's Hello Kitty plane, everything's Snoopy. Like your chair has Hello Kitty on it. Sorry, your chair has Hello Kitty. All the stuff they give you has Hello Kitty all over it. I still haven't flown it because it's only certain flights, but this one, Jetstar, uses a lot of Snoopy things, and then they have a lot of cool, it was very interesting. This is Burger King in Taiwan. Oh yeah, I did. They had a whole wall of like places in Taiwan, so I was taking videos of that. But anyways, and what I love about Taiwanese airports is they always have this machine to give you hot water, and my mom always gets hot water here, and we always get hot water before we get onto the flight. But in America, you never get this, and it's like, you have to go. But yeah, as you can see, Starlux has a Snoopy, but they printed me out one. When I got there, like, I thought I was going to keep the boarding pass because it had Snoopy on the back, but no, they had to give me a different one. And the one I had Hollywood on the back, but the one they reprinted had Japan. So I was like, okay. And as you can see, these are the headphones with Snoopy bags on them and stuff. So, but yeah. And there's the Taiwan flag because it's Taiwan airport. I don't know what this is. Oh, more flight photos. I still have not gotten into Japan. By the way, y'all, I went to Hokkaido, Japan, which is in northern Japan, which is like total the opposite end of like Tokyo and Kyoto and Osaka that you might know, and the weather's different too. It's definitely where people go to ski in the winter, but we went for the fall colors, and people go there in the summer. I mean, people go there year-round. See, they have Snoopy on certain stuff, like on your paper napkins and stuff like that. But like, it was very interesting. Anyways, this was very good. Japanese green tea with diced strawberries, not strawberry dice. I was sad to see that there was no dice in my ice cream. It's diced strawberry, and I had one tiny piece of diced strawberry, but it was still good. But look at this. It's a volcano from the sky. I didn't get to see Mount Fuji, unfortunately. And you can see this is... So, I am going from Taipei to Hokkaido. And then Tokyo is down here on the lower end of... Are you seeing this? Yes, you are. Okay, good. I'm like, I don't know if you're seeing this or not. Yeah. So I was following my path through, you know, like here, down here. Oh, actually, I didn't know. Oh, Hiroshima, Osaka, Tokyo. Oh, it's actually higher than I thought. I thought they were down here, but no, they were like mid-Japan. So, and then you go up, and I'm in up here. So this is where we're going to Hokkaido. We go around this whole area. And then, but most of the time you stay down here, which is Tokyo. But yeah, so I went to this island instead. It was a lot of fun. We did go to a lot of different places. And it was all, you know, we had one bus. And of course I take a lot of pictures. I was trying to catch Mount Fuji and could not catch it. Of course I took, you know, some time to play mahjong against AI bots. But yeah. And we did land in the evening. Look at that beautiful pink clouds. It was a very beautiful like sunset. And then we land in Japan. Oh, and they had a Pokemon playing. This is a Pokemon playing. I was like, what? I had no clue. They had Pokemon plants. Here. There's your Pokemon playing. Airdo. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Had no clue there was a Pokemon playing. Hello, Trombone Dollop. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the affiliate. And, you know, they had Snoopy welcoming us to Hokkaido. And then this is like the other picture place that you could take a picture of. In the gate, which of course I took a picture of my mom. And then we got to our first hotel. We stayed in different hotels every day. But they had a whole, like, you know, you can get what, you know, you can, it's a bar of all the stuff that you usually get one of, right? Your hairbrush, your razor, your toothbrush. You know, they even had washcloths, you know, your ear thing. And one cool thing that you get in Japanese hotels that you don't get in US is a hair tie. And you get that at buffets too. And it wasn't until the tour guide, I was like, this is so cool. Like with your shower caps, you get a hair tie, or sometimes it's separate. But the tour guide said a lot of Japanese men have long hair. And it's because the men have long hair that you get hair ties. And I was like, dang it. But yeah, no, that makes more sense. I was like, oh, now I understand. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that you get a whole, like, they had some cool art. As you can see, though, that's a spider web. This is in Japan. They put on Halloween decorations. I was like, what the hell? And we had, you know, traditional beds. There's two hotels where we had the tatami, where we had a traditional Japanese, and the tour guide did not tell anyone. He said something on the second, not the first night. So people were like, where's my bed? How am I gonna sleep? What do I do? And I, you know, me and my mom been in Japan before, so we're like, oh no, they're gonna come in while we're eating dinner, and they're gonna make the beds for us. So yeah, but yeah, there we always take a picture of it. And then they, of course, always have coffee and tea, which I thought was really cool. Is they have a container for your used tea bag, which I've never seen before, but it's a thing in Japan. And I thought that's smart. That's very smart. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, another thing that every Japanese hotel had a set of pajamas, or I think they're not kimonos, but you know, like the house closed because every hotel that we went to had an onsen, had hot springs that you could, the bath, the public baths that are separated male and female. Every one of our hotels had it. So every night or every morning, anytime we were there, we could put on these clothes and go down and take a soak. Now in Japan, you're supposed to go down, shower fully, be clean, and go into the bathing area completely naked. You can have one small towel that never goes into the water, and then you're supposed to soak. And then you get out and you move on to the next one. Some of them had one soaking tub. Some of them had like 5 of them. Most of them had just inside. Some of them had outside ones too, which is kind of cool. And some was more sulfuric, some was not. But all of them had showers, and you're supposed to sit down when you shower in Japan, which was hard for me. So I started showering in my room, and then going down clean, and then rinsing off, because I don't know why. I don't like showering sitting down. But yeah, anyways. Oh, more Pokemon for you. This is a Pokemon vending machine that I had to take a picture of. But it's of drinks. There's no Pokemon things in the vending machine. It's just a Pokemon vending machine for drinks. And there is some of the different places we would go to. And do you see? There's your Halloween. They dressed the poor cows up in Halloween decorations. By the way, Hokkaido is very well known for their dairy products. So their milk is like fresh, 100% unpasteurized, and they're very well known for their yogurt as well. So that's why you'll see a lot of dairy products. Yeah. Some more Halloween decorations. They only do it because of the Halloween. They even dressed up the robot that cleans your tables, that goes around and takes the trays for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all. But for no reason except for for money reasons. That's it. Let me see. Every single breakfast buffet that I went to had sashimi. Every single one. I was almost sashimi out, y'all. It's shocking, I know. I was almost sashimi out. I ate sashimi almost every day. I don't know if I'm radioactive yet, but anyways, it was almost too much for me. But in certain areas of Japan, that is their breakfast. In Tokyo, I think the breakfast was rice, miso soup, and then some kind of pickled vegetables and fish. Like a small fish, but it's cooked. It's not sashimi. But every single day they had sashimi and seafood at every single buffet. But yeah, so this was our dinner, and then they had melon drinks, so I had to try that as well. But yeah, very interesting. Yeah, they're all tired. Let me see. And there's the entrance to the onsen. So they give you a little bag you can use to bring some towels and stuff that you can, use before, like while you're showering and stuff, before you go in. And you keep all your clothes either in a basket or in a locked cupboard. And then every place in Japan has its own Coca-Cola bottle. If you don't know, yeah, people collect the Coca-Cola bottles. And I did that for Tokyo, but I'm like, it's just trash. I basically gave the drink to my uncle who loves Coca-Cola. But you can collect these Coca-Cola cans and bottles that have specific areas of Japan. Hello, Brooke. Good to see you. I'm excited to see you, my friend. In a week or two. And I think it was 150 yen, Japanese yen, to $1 US. So this can of Coke costs $1. All the drinks were so cheap. It was so cheap, y'all. I know, so soon. So soon. It's gonna be so fun. But yeah. By the way, did you get your invite to Big Gay Dinner? Let me know so I can make sure to send you the info. But yeah, that's why I took a picture of it, because there's gonna be a Tokyo one, a Osaka can with different art. So if you're a Coca-Cola lover or you just like to collect things, there you go. And we just walked around. It was very cold. Oops, what did I do? There we go. I was like, what? There's a cat. Do you see the cat? There you go. It's basically a fake cat. They do love their cats. But I was like, what? There's a cat behind me. Wait, it's a fake cat. But yeah. I was like, that's so cool. But, so I'm gonna skip through some selfies. And we walked around the little shopping area, and there's a train station right there, and there's like art everywhere, y'all. Oh, and then I looked at the different. I didn't see any cool vending machines. It was all drinks. But what I really thought I love about Japanese vending machine is that you see all these red. These are all hot drinks, like literally piping hot. The cans are hot, so be careful, y'all. This is a hot honey lemon tea in a bottle. Like when it comes out, it's hot. And a can of corn soup. It is good. It's a little sweet, but it's good. And then everything else, all the blues are cold, which I thought was so cool. Loved it when I was in Tokyo, because it's kind of rainy and kind of cold, and it's kind of colder, but I didn't get any this time. But yeah, so all the red, if you don't know, is hot. All of the blue are cold, which is kind of fun. Brooke says, yes, big day dinner is a go. Let me know if you need a giveaway. Will do. Thank you so much, Brooke. But yeah, so I didn't see any cool like drinks or anything. I was surprised they had monsters. Don't know why. And I don't know why, but they like their water in a bottle too. So also another thing about Japanese culture is that you don't walk and eat or walk and drink. Like Taiwan, you're always walking and drinking or walking and eating. Japan, you're supposed to just stand there and finish it and then throw away right there. Otherwise, you're not going to have another chance to throw it away sometimes. So yeah, that's a thing. Kima says, for fun time, sanatory time, did you get the water that turns into jelly? No! I totally forgot about that. I should have. I totally forgot about that. We went to a Lawson's, like basically like a 7-Eleven, and checked out some other stuff. I love this chestnut cake. I should have ate more chestnuts there because they're also known for their chestnut goodies. But yeah, these looked so good, but I didn't eat any, which was unfortunate. I had just so much to eat there. And then they had, now you might think this is for cold. No, this is for hot. This is all hot drinks. Next to the cold section. But yeah, all the hot teas. This is a classic brand right here on the bottom that you can find in the US. But yeah, classic Japanese brand that we like in the US. But they rarely export. They want to keep all the best stuff for Japanese people because it's a pride thing, right? So yeah. And then we saw some nice red leaves. Now, what we were told is that the cold snap went too fast. The cold came too fast that most trees didn't have time to transition between green, yellow, orange to red. So you saw mostly like yellow or already dead trees. So you rarely saw any red leaves this time around because of the way the temperatures came, which was kind of sad because it was a late winter and then it was just a sudden winter too. So hello Dylan Jerkins, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Usually I'm a board gamer streamer, but today we're talking about Japan. I miss Pocari Sweat. Hello Pop Tart, how are you doing? Kima says, oh yeah, I hear that. We just got about 5 to 6 inches of snow overnight and the leaves are still on the trees. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. But yeah, so, I mean, this is where we were at. And then we got to walk around, see some cool stuff. Of course, I took a lot of pictures of my mom. Yeah. Yeah, so that's where our hotel was. I think that means good fortune. I forgot what it said. My mom told me. And there's a Lawson. That's like their 7-Eleven. And you can get, if you ever there and you want some paper, like cheap paper souvenirs, go to the printer. You can get souvenirs from this like copy machine if you wanted to. And then they had Friction pins, which I absolutely love for roll and writes. And some lovely window decoration. But the poor... this is all behind glass, so I don't know how he lost his antler. Honestly, I don't. Because it's literally behind glass. There's no way I could touch it from the outside. Somehow he still lost his antler. And then they had this weird, like, shopping area inside that's like old Japan. That's supposed to look like old Japan with the storefronts. And so we kind of walked around. Everything was closed. They had some gotcha machines, you know, as they did. And this was really cool, though. So these windows are two different things on either side. Sorry, a lot more now. So on this side, we have the cows. And then if I go to the other side, and this side was the trees. The other side had this one, and then the fortune cat. So I was like, that's really cool. If you see it from one side, you get one image. If you see it from the other side, you get another image. But yeah. Kima says, yeah, I had to walk into work in calf-high mid-snow blizzard sidewalk. Not plowed this morning. I was late by 2 minutes though. Oh no. That's dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. I had rain boots on, which was it was perfect for Japan. Because I didn't have to worry about getting, like, my mom's shoes got soaked one day and she had to change into slippers even though it was really cold. So I had rain boots on. But they set off all of the metal, like, things. So, or like, in London, they had to, like, pat me down because there was air pockets so they couldn't see what was around my ankle. So, yeah, so I had to take them off for every trip through TSA, and I was already like an old hat by the second time. I'm like, I know. And the great thing about Japanese airports is, and Taiwanese airports actually, is that they have a, you know how you have the tray that you put your backpack and your purse and the small things in? They had a tray with a set of slippers. So you don't walk through the airport in your socks. You just put on their slippers that hopefully they sanitize. But anyways, and you put your shoes in that tray, and it doesn't cross-contaminate with other people's like purses and jackets and stuff. And then you send that through, and then when you get to the other side, you swap it for the slippers and give it back to them. I was like, that's perfect. It's genius. I mean, Japanese and Taiwanese, they don't like slippers in the house because they don't like shoes in this house. Because outside shoes comes in contact with a lot of gross stuff. Japanese takes it one step further in that the house slippers are different from the bathroom slippers. So if you ever potty trained a little boy, you understand what's on the bathroom floor. So that's why their bathroom slippers are never touching the tatami mats or even inside the house. It's always only in the bathroom. And then you have house slippers for the house, which is basically clean, right? And then you have your outside shoes at the doorway, which sometimes are like lower than the floor of the actual house to have that separation. When I was in Tokyo with my friend, they Airbnb the house. The step down was so deep that her mom broke her foot one night because she forgot that there was a step down and it was not good. So be careful. Be careful. Yeah. Yeah. And no toilet paper. No, Kima, in Japan, all toilet paper goes down the toilet. All toilet paper goes down the toilet. Japanese toilet paper is 1-ply thin. Very, very thin. All toilet paper goes down the toilet. In Taiwan, the toilet paper is like Kleenex. Like, thick and soft. And those you mainly throw away and not go down the toilet. I didn't use the talking toilets, but I loved using the bidets. And they always had warm seats. Another thing about Japanese, like, hotel inside, it's very, very warm. Outside, it's very, very cold. So, like, well, for me, it wasn't that cold. I loved the outside. It was just chilly. It was wonderful. But the reason why in Japanese restaurants you'll see ice water being served in winter is because inside's so hot. And if you can't take off your jacket, you need to cool down with ice water. And then outside's cold. So when you leave, they give you hot tea and you drink that and then you're warm so that when you can go out, you're warm. I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, it is hot inside and it is cold outside. It was so hot at night in the couple of the rooms that I was like, I need to open this window because it's so hot. How do I turn off the heat to this room? It was that hot. We could not sleep because it was too hot. And I was like, I cannot have, a comforter on me in this heat. But that's how Japanese like it. So yeah. Yes, Kimma. The bidets have heated seats. And yes, they do have the little sound machine. If you don't want to hear, you want to hear people to hear water running, but not your pee running. I didn't see the difference, but I understood. But yeah, also what they have in their toilet, I love talking. I don't know why. This is such a weird conversation, but they have like hand sanitizer or alcohol sprays where you take the little bit of toilet paper, you spray it, and you wipe down the seat. So it's not seat covers. It's just like you're sanitizing the seat before you sit down, with just some sanitizing spray, and toilet paper, which is kind of funny. And I don't know if I'll get to it because we're chatting so much, but the next to last day, we stayed at a Marriott. And I'm like, it's an American hotel. There were many reasons why I knew it was an American hotel. First of all, the elevators were huge. They're like double the size of a regular elevator in all the other hotels. We're like, oh my gosh, we can fit so many people. We don't have to squeeze. We don't have to take 10 trips up. Because it's an American hotel, y'all. Of course, things were in English and in Japanese. The toilet paper, it was funny. My mom's like, did you notice? The toilet paper is 2-ply. I'm like, yeah, Mom, you're in an American hotel. In the Japanese hotels, when you had the robe that they would give you, it's usually thin and white. And so you could see through it a little bit. So then they give you this vest to wear on top of it. And I did take pictures, but I don't know. Anyways, so that you don't see anything while you're walking around in your underwear. And, because you can go to breakfast, you can go to dinner, you can go to buffets, you can go to the onsen. You can walk around in these robes, right? In the Marriott, they didn't give you the vest. I was like, oh, because it's an American hotel. They don't understand. They didn't give you 2 slippers, one for the room and one for the bathroom, because it's an American hotel. And I'm like, oh, yeah. It was just so funny. Anyways, yeah. Oh, this is called a Dharma. I never knew that. But yeah, that's the fortune cat. Oh, there's me and my mom in our matching nightgowns that they provided us. It was not made for... Yeah, anyways. This is what you saw when you walked through that little curtain to the onsen. And then you cannot have your cell phone in the onsen because everyone's naked. So no cell phones at all anywhere. But yeah, as you can see, there's men's side, women's side. A lot of times they switch it, especially if they have different pools. Here's the second buffet that we went to, with all the different things. And of course, they're like, this is Hokkaido. It's, only in Hokkaido. I'm like, yeah, because you're using local ingredients. Of course, it's an only Hokkaido thing. I was so a little bit jaded. But this is the Hokkaido milk. Everyone could only have 1 bottle. I brought the bottle home, actually. Because I'm a hoarder. But yeah, they're like, this is Hokkaido rice. I'm like, it's regular rice. Just, grown in Hokkaido. And they had Jello, which was pretty good. But yeah, this is they're very proud of their dairy products. And then this is the map of Hokkaido that we didn't go to all these places, but these are some of the places that, a lot of people do go to on trips. And yes, there's a whole area of just foxes in Hokkaido. And we went to a lot of parks, and there's a lot of, mountains, aka volcanoes. And so we're going to the park. They eat a lot of ice cream. Again, the dairy industry is very strong in Hokkaido. We did try it. It felt like it tasted like a smoother McDonald's self-serve. which was kind of disappointing. It wasn't very extraordinary to me, but we did get the basic flavor. So Deadpan says Jello picked from the Hokkaido Jello trees. I know, right? It was just like a little bit excessive. I was taking pictures of dogs. I don't care about the guy, but there's a dog. Yeah. Anyways, all the trees were beautiful. I mean, we didn't get the like at the end we had these gorgeous views of like different colored trees, but because of the way the temperature dropped, it wasn't as good of a view as it should have been this time of the year. And I don't know why, but again, they're pandering to Halloween with this whole pumpkin display here, which I was like, okay, you have no idea why you're doing this, but because it is the holiday, it is a holiday, which I thought that was funny. Let me see if I'm just gonna skip ahead to some other pictures. I'm taking a lot of pictures of my mom. Oh, and this is the tour guide taking pictures of both of us, which was very kind of him to do. Which gets him a lot of tips, y'all. I'm telling you, if you're a tour guide, take good pictures of the people, especially when you're on these types of tours where it's mainly like this was a good half and half of like nature and shopping. But yeah, he was very good at taking pictures of people, which of course gives him better tips because people are happy that, you know, he helped them. So, but anyways, gorgeous views of like, of course, of my mom. I need to send her most of these pictures actually. But yeah. By the way, I still don't know how to pose her. Yeah. We were mainly here for like this, you know? We were mainly here to see this, which we got the most of at the very end of our trip actually. So I really like this picture. This is really kind of pretty. The sun through the trees. You know? But anyways, let me go ahead and go back. Zoom out. Go through. Yeah. Oh, I thought this was really cool for some reason. The bathrooms, it turns from like green to red, but it's just a tab. It's a physical change. There's a tab on the door that when open, and it doesn't cover up the blue, right? And then when closed, it covers it up. So now you know it's like occupied, which I thought. And then if you see here as well, they have Western and Asian toilets. So this is the Western toilet that you all know, and then this is the squat Asian toilets. So, just something so you know that I love how Japan like makes it very clear what it is, so that you know. We were in an area of Japan that eats horses. They grow and eat horses, and they make stuff out of the horse oil, which apparently the best is right behind the main. So yeah, so there was a lot of horse oil stuff that people bought. We bought some chopsticks and stuff, but apparently it's supposed to be really good. So that was the first shopping trip, was all this horse oil. Also, apparently there is local lavender farms where like Dior and other fancy smashy places, you know, get their lavender from. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I also don't necessarily like lavender's fine, but it's not one of my favorite scents. I actually like jasmine the best. And so we didn't buy too much lavender thing. Also, I think they've tested that lavender in prepubescent boys actually changes their hormones if they use it too much. So just be careful. We did get a classic Japanese set of dishes, which was kind of cool. There's of course the rice, and then you get a soup, of course, and then there's a grilled scallop. This is our set of 2. Of course, Mabel. But yeah, and then some people that didn't eat beef got fish. So yeah, there's a lot of food. a lot of times we were not hungry. We brought snacks, but we were not hungry to eat the snacks. But anyways, blah 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 blah. We took a bunch of pictures. Scrolling through. We went to a bear sanctuary. It's a zoo. But it's supposed to be like a bear sanctuary. Am I going the backwards? And I was kind of saddened for the bears, actually, because they're taken from the wild as cubs, and they're supposed to be like humanized so that they don't attack humans. But then they come, I think they would come up to you to eat, you know? But yeah, so there's a whole culture around the bears in Hokkaido, but this was a bear zoo. When you pay, you get a bag of apples, and then you're throwing it to these bears. And look at their enclosure. Their enclosure has no like enrichment really. I mean, there's a pool, but man. And then the bears are just waiting to be, you know, fed. Like, look at them. They're basically begging for apples, and I'm like, that's so sad. Like, that's all they do all day. And this is the first one, so because they get the most apples, and I do hope they like rotate the bears, because at the end you get the oldest bears at the very end of the walk, and there was like 5 enclosures, and it was so, this is the oldest bears, and they, luckily I still saved an apple because I figured there was more towards the end, and they were like so tired, and they're just old, and they didn't even get up. Like, okay, that guy got up to get the apple that I threw him, and you accidentally hit the bears. It was very sad. There's nothing natural about that enclosure. I know, right? I felt this was like the, oh man, there's no like things to play with. There was, it was like, I was like, I don't like this zoo. This is not a good place for bears, you know? Like, they were so bored. All they were doing like was run around and like waiting for apples to be thrown at them to eat. And then you went down these stairs, and you can get up close with the bears. Like, they're literally on the end, because they're I didn't realize this, but they're there because there's slots. There's a pipe and a slot, and you buy little cookies and you feed the bears. So there's a little slot right here where you can like throw cookies to the bears and they will eat it. And that's why they're sitting there next to these pipe openings waiting for cookies to drop in. See, like, he knows that I have cookies, and so you throw them a cookie in the cookie slot, and then they will go and scarf down cookies that you have to buy for like $1. You know what I mean? But so I don't think I want to show you the cubs. There was 3 cubs, and it was just the saddest thing. They're also begging for cookies and apples, but they were very loud, and they were by themselves. I mean, there's some like playground stuff, but it's just like terrible. Like, look, okay, so that's the other side. You can see he's just waiting at the slot for you to throw him a cookie down the pipe so he can eat it. And I was like, oh my god. Ah, so sad. I was like, oh, this is a terrible place. I was like, no. Yeah, that was not good. I'm not gonna show you the cubs. It was just way too sad. And I'm like, why would they do that? Why would you make bears not afraid of humans? I understand it's to maybe so that they don't kill the humans, but now that they know food comes from humans, won't they be walking into town more? I don't know. Likely they did not do that with foxes, because they had a lot of foxes around as well. But man, that was bad. It was kind of sad. What I did see was a wild cat in a little random cat house that I thought was very cute. But yeah, here's another place that we went to, just to see the lake. It's pretty. And this is basically what we did, was we walked around we drove around to different spots in Hokkaido and took a bunch of pictures and ate a bunch of stuff. Yeah, and then of course there's the shopping. But this place, the specialty was this pudding that you literally had to take a pokey thing, either scissors or a toothpick, a cup, and a spoon. And the pudding is in like balls, like they're spheres, and then they're selling the yogurt, you know, and the milk. But this is the pudding, literally these bags of balls. And what you do is, like, you take a cup, you put the ball in there, you pop the ball skin with your toothpick, and it does the balloon thing where it like shrinks, and then you have a sphere of pudding that then you eat with a spoon. And they would not allow you to take extras of the cups. They were like, is it only for the pudding? You can only take it if it's for the pudding. Only one person to check out in the checkout line. It was kind of like a little bit too much. But yeah, so of course we had to try it. We were there, right? So we had some really nice strawberry yogurt and had some puddings, and you did have some, brown sugar to put on top like this. Yeah. Oh, and I took a picture of that because it's a panda, but it's in the toilet. But anyways, yeah, so we got to see some of the other mountains. They're all called Fuji's for some reason, but it wasn't Mount Fuji. They're just all different mountains. And then here's our next. All of the insides were pretty nice of all the different hotels we went to. So that was our view. Here's our room. I took a picture of every room, as I do. I don't know why we do that, but we do. Okay. Oh, here. This is the vest they give you to put over, and then you always have a belt. And the only thing holding your whole clothes together is that belt. So it's very important you tie that belt very well, because you don't have anything else underneath except for your underwear. Yeah. And this was a very small town. And he kept on saying, dude, I know there's gonna be something, but this is the only thing that this small town has, is that little light show. And then this is a very special 7-Eleven. Because it's a brown 7-Eleven. Like, I'm not changing the color. This, literally, the side is brown and not the usual multicolor, because the city governments wanted the 7-Eleven to blend in to the old town feel. And so, they didn't allow it to have the red and green of the normal 7-Eleven. It's brown. So it's the only brown 7-Eleven of the world, I think. Which I, of course, took a picture of. Hello, Timey! How are you doing? Thank you so much for the happy anniversary. So yeah. And of course they had, Pocky, which I actually was very proud of myself. I didn't buy any of. Last time I was in Tokyo, I bought way too much of. So, but they always have Pocky. And there's nothing to do but go shopping, walk around. Just 7-Elevens and go shopping. You always knew where the 7-Eleven was everywhere you went. And I had to get a picture of this cool manhole cover. I think I talked about it on Mandy's stream. How certain towns have their own manhole cover, so I took a picture of it because it was kind of cool. People do rubbings of that. But yeah, as you can see, these are people going into the breakfast buffet, in these outfits that you get. And then they always have a little thing that says, turn it over when you're done and put it on there so that they know the table's taken. This table had little placard just in case you forgot what table number or where your table was. So I thought that was hilarious. And then different foods from the buffet. And of course, Halloween decorations. Really? Yeah. But yeah, this was my breakfast. That is a steamed egg, which I loved. And I really liked the cup too. It was very cute. But yeah, Halloween decorations. And then we got to go on a boat ride with fireworks. So because there's nothing to do in this small town, all the hotels around this lake got together, pulled their money to pay for fireworks outside the hotels so that people staying in their hotels would have something exciting. And because it's such a small budget, basically it was the same set of fireworks like at every quarter around this lake, and then we got to be on a boat watching the fireworks go down the shore, which was kind of fun but beautiful. It was really nice. It wasn't too cold to be outside on the boat, but yeah, we got a fireworks show. In when I went to Tokyo for the first time, the hotel also did something similar, and we got to watch from one of the banquet rooms through the window of the fireworks show. But basically, there's a barge that will stop, put on the fireworks show for the set of hotels, move down, and then put on another, fireworks show. And then in about 15 minutes, which is pretty good. But yeah. So that was that one. I was taking a picture because, and there's me in the thing. As you can see, they provide, slippers and everything. So, quite nice. Blah, 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 blah. I already took a picture of this, but we'll go on from here. I don't know why I took a picture. Oh, we're going through, like, snow. That's why. Was it a family trip or a friend's trip? It was a family trip. It was just me and my mom. We went because we were in Taiwan, and it's so much easier. It's so much cheaper to fly anywhere in like Asia from Taiwan. We always take a little trip. Like my cousins who live in Taiwan, like will often like on a year go to Japan, or like my aunt just flies to Hong Kong for a haircut and then flies back the same day. Like, it's like my cousin lives in Hong Kong, flies back for the weekend for, to visit her family, and then flies away. It's like flying from East Coast to West Coast, I guess. But it's only like an hour, 2 hours, But yeah, so Japan's very close. Hong Kong, Singapore, all much closer if you fly out of Taiwan. So yeah. And someone just came home, and hopefully you don't hear all that. Oh yeah, you're hearing the Chinese from her audiobook. Does anyone understand that? Because I don't. But yeah, so we went to a dam in Japan, and usually people go here because the changing colors of the fall is really gorgeous, but it kind of looked like a Chinese painting because of its little, cloudy, overcast. The colors weren't that great. Oh my gosh, why do I keep on doing that? Hopefully I don't end the stream accidentally. But yeah, so unfortunately we didn't get the colors this time. But it was still very pretty. So usually all these trees are different colors. Right now we have some pops of yellows and reds, but because of the way the weather was, we didn't get the beautiful colors that usually are happening in this area, and that's why they have a stop here. Yeah, we did some trees. There's some trees that looked good, like that, But yeah, it was still pretty. We still enjoyed ourselves, even though it was rainy and cold. Yeah, and then we went to a theme park. We went to an aquarium theme park, y'all, in Japan. Very interesting. Felt like I was in a ghost town. It was kind of creepy. Because this was like the last weekend that you were going. And it was, I think it was like a holiday or something during our trip. But yeah, this day, there was no one here but us. And so, it was like a little bit creepy. I did bring a book to do these stamps, but then I didn't bring it because I didn't see any other stamps. Now there's stamps. But if you go to any of the subways, there are areas with the stamps, and people collect the stamps in Japan. All around Japan, they have these stamps. And then so there's the map of this like ghost town aquarium. Which is kind of crazy. But we had hot pot. Lovely day for hot pot. Delicious as well. Which we really enjoyed. But it was also sad to see like the way the animals are kept. Like there's 2 seals that are kept in this very small pool, and they just swim in circles. They can swim into that O. Like I have pictures of them swimming into that donut. But like I know twice a day they do training, you know, which is the shows. But yeah, that's their tiny little home, and I felt very bad for them. But yeah. And then there's a castle. There's a whole aquarium in the castle, and we didn't know about it. And we went into the very end and ran around in it. But yeah, it was... And then we had a penguin parade. Now, one good thing is they don't force the penguins to go on parade. Whichever penguins, they have 3 different kinds of penguins, and they have like 20 of them. Whatever penguins want to go walking that day, they go walking. And so these penguins decided to go for a walk. And so they go down this path, go around, they go into the middle, and they just stand there. Literally, that's all they do is they stand there, wait for other people to take their pictures, and then they walk home. And that's it. They're just staring at us. We're staring at them. They're not doing anything else. And then they walk back home. And here, let me skip on over to, yeah, so here we go. So yeah, so they walk back home and they go into their enclosure, and that's their enclosure. And I don't know why it's netted. I guess it's so other animals don't fly in, because the penguins can't fly out, right, y'all? But they have 3 different kinds of penguins. They have an indoor area, outdoor area, and a big old pool. I know, it's a penguins and a hex tile. It's like a game. The penguins are on tour of the crazy tourists. I know, right? Literally waddle, right? That is true. You're literally creating a waddle. That's right, Kimma. That's right. But yeah, so they do swim. They have a nice enclosure. I don't know how cold it is for them. But yeah, I was basically telling my mom about the king penguins and stuff. But yeah, I know the board game waddle. I know. But only without the what do you call it? The ice. But yeah. So then we got to see the dolphin show. We basically went from show to show to show. Actually, between that, I went to the reptile house. It was hot in there, but we got to see different like reptiles. Oh, is that? Oh, that's an axolotl hidden there. Yeah. We got my baby cousin some axolotl stuff, which she like, oh, thank you, and then dropped it and never played with it, so we'll see. Some turtles. Oh, this is a long neck turtle. I've never seen these, but I know that they exist. But it was kind of cool to see they have very long necks. Look at that. Look at that neck. Yeah. So I think they're soft-shelled and they have very long necks. I was fascinated. And then this is a snapping turtle, a giant snapping turtle. And then this one was like resting head up, you know. Basically, I think his face is actually, because the way his face is actually further. It's not right above where you think it is. Because the way the water reflects the light. But yeah. So I went to the reptile house while my mom was taking pictures. Then we had the seal show. So we saw seals, you know, doing tricks and stuff, getting fed. We have a baby and a mama in the first seal pool. And they have a whole pool behind them that they go and hang out in. But I think this is the whole enclosure is this big room. Half of it is, you know, and then they have one of them, you know, outside. Oh, this is part of the 2 that are in the, what do you call it? In that tiny pool. I hope they get put into the big one every so, you know, at night, at least. because that's not a lot of. Basically, he's making circles in this donut. And I felt so bad because I'm like, that's the sign of a stressed animal is when they go in circles. And I'm like, oh, those poor things. Those poor things. We played on your birthday stream. Yes, Model from All Play. A fun area control game that I actually enjoy. But anyways, yeah, so I took a lot of pictures of that. And then we went to Sardines. So this is a sardine show. Basically, these are all sardines. And they basically have a show where they play music and, you know, do things. And they make the sardines, like, move a certain way. Let's see if I caught it. Let me see. No. So, you know how when fish feed, they swarm the food, right? And then they go back to swimming. Well, what happens is they have the stick with food on the end, they plunge it into the water and then release it, and then the sardines like kind of make the swirl around the food, and then they go back to, you know, swimming in the nice like circle in the school. And my mom's like, how did they do that? Because they timed it so well with the color change and the music that my mom's like, did they teach fish how to, you know, learn to hear music and go with the, you know, the beats of the music, or to see color and know when the color. I'm like, Mom, they're just plunging food into the water, and then the fish swarm the food, and that's how they change their swimming patterns, and then the fish go back into their normal swimming patterns. What I really didn't like was this one lady had her light, you know, her flash on her, filming a video in the dark with her flashlight, causing this bright spot of light on the glass, and I was so angry about that because it just kind of ruined the effect. It was annoying. But anyways, are we gonna play conservatives? Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, but yeah. And then we got to, the last thing we saw was the dolphin show, where they had 2 different types of dolphins, you know, and they were, you know, going through the training, and this is enrichment from them, basically. And just like with the seals, they have another pool behind, but I think it's only that big. But yeah, so this is enrichment for the dolphins. And me and my mom were talking about how Shamu no longer, you know, there's no more killer whales because the way they were keeping them is just way too small for them. And so yeah, which I'm glad. Unless they really need help and rehabilitation, no like animals should be, you know, stuck in such a way. But this is the big aquarium that we ran through with the jelly room. It's like floors and floors. So there's the jellies, and you basically had to go like up and then back down, and you literally had to walk every single floor. And I was so annoyed because we were rushing and we were late. Because we had to literally walk around and around and around. I was literally getting dizzy, y'all, to walk around and around to the different floors. But anyways, yeah, we got there in time. Yeah, so yeah, got to go through this, and they were literally just walking in a spiral down this ramp to get back out. It was kind of terrible. But yeah, then we went to these are underground like geysers. What is it called? It's just a national park, but basically they're just geysers. We came at night, you know, in the evening. So I had these pictures. And then, so these are all the geysers. And yeah, this is the night. And then this is our hotel that had the traditional rooms in. So this is what you would go in. This is a traditional room. That's tatami mats that you're not supposed to put any shoes on. You're not supposed to put your slippers on. You're not supposed to put your street shoes on. You're only supposed to wear barefoot. But then I'm like, there's the carpeted area in the other side of the room. How am I supposed to get there? Where am I supposed to put my suitcase? So I literally left the suitcases by the door because I knew that they were going to come in and move things and put out the beds. But other people put their suitcases, you know, in the room with them. And then the hotel staff is like, do we move the suitcase? They called the tour guide, like, what do we do in order to set up the bed? And I'm like, the tour guide should have said something, you know? But anyways, so we came in. This is the chairless, you're sitting on the floor. You know, this is traditional Japanese furniture. And then on the other side is the Western Japanese chairs. I mean, the Western chairs, you know? So, and they, of course, had tea and a little bit of snacks for you. And then they had a small TV. And in these closets is basically your bedding and everything. So, yeah, there's the bedding and the sheets. There's no pillows in there. I wanted an extra pillow and didn't realize that they bring the pillows. There's the comforter. And you'll see also later on. Oh, here's the buffet for dinner. Or was this breakfast? This was breakfast. And all the desserts. These were yummy cakes, y'all. Yummy cakes. But anyways. And I thought these were hilarious. These guys, like, were hilarious. I don't know, this whole area had a thing with two devils. But anyways. I saw Uno in various forms. And all the different snacks. Here we go. So there, we come back to the room and our beds are made for us. The way their comforter cover looks like a diaper to me for some reason. Yeah, in Hokkaido there's hot springs everywhere. Every single hotel had an onsen that had hot springs. This hotel specifically I was in is in an area with like 12 different hot springs. So every hotel in this area had like multiple hot springs. Multiple like pools of onsen, right, for you to bathe in. This was like the hot spring capital, I guess. But yeah, so this is how a traditional Japanese would sleep. Is that they would come out at night, make their bed, you know, push everything into the side, make their bed, sleep, and then move their bed, put it away in the morning, and then move everything back, which is a lot of work. And then this ball right here tells you where alcoholic drinks can be bought. So if a restaurant has this black ball or green ball on the outside, you know they're selling alcoholic drinks. If a store has that ball on the outside, you know they're selling alcoholic drinks. So that's what that ball symbolizes. And then this is like an actual opening to a hot spring. So like on this side, you could actually walk down to the actual natural hot spring, and then they put an art installation around it. But yeah, let me see here. So in this very foggy area, that's distinct from the natural hot springs. So yeah, which you can walk down, which we didn't. But that was us walking from our dinner. And then this is breakfast. Oh, this is the first time I tried this stuff, which is kind of interesting. This is like grated radish, the Japanese daikon, and they mix it with rice porridge sometimes, and they eat it like that, like a porridge. And I was like, the texture's not for me, but it was not bad. And then, yeah, there's a lot of Hello Kitty stuff. That was very cute. This is at a truck stop. And then we went, of course, shopping. And that's like a carved marble place. Of course, they have like Christmas stuff as well. And then we went to this basically they turned old warehouses into restaurants and shopping and stuff. So this area is known for their stained glass, their glass cups, their glass sculptures. This whole area is known for their glass, but they also have a lot of themed things, like themed restaurants and stuff. But like this is a Venetian art museum in the middle of Tokyo. But yeah, this whole street, it's just a small street, but it has a lot of things to buy and go through. A lot of famous dessert shops. So yeah, we ate a lot of dessert. We went to here. These are two brothers that, you know, have different stores next to each other, competing. It was raining hard. I was taking a picture of I think it was there was a clock in the background and stuff. Oh, that was like the old lighting. And this was our dinner. More sushi! Not that I'm complaining, but I was sushi'd out, y'all. I was sashimi'd out for a little bit. Just a little bit. They had a Hello Kitty cafe. They had a Snoopy store, which I didn't get into, which I'm glad I didn't get into because I would have bought too much. We went to Uniqlo to talk about it, but there's the different like cakes. This is very good, light, a lot of tax-free stuff because this is for you know, these are for tourists. And of course we ate the ice cream, which we didn't feel it was that good. The desserts aren't as sugary. Yeah, it's good. Actually, some of the desserts are very sweet compared to Asian desserts because they eat it with green tea, which is pretty bitter. Like their matcha green tea is bitter and not sweetened, so they have sugary, you know, treats next to it, eating with it, so that you know you it's not too bitter for you. But I had a cream puff; it was delicious. I love cream puffs. It was a giant cream puff. And then, you know, like these are some of the old glass windows. Of course, it's like beer and wine. And I'm like, that does not feel like Japan, but it's Japanese made glass and stuff. But yeah, here's the Snoopy store. And then, oh, this is a different character, Miffy. That's very popular in Japan. But like, this whole area is basically for tourists. But it has a lot of good food. So people go there, and then, you know, they're pandering to Halloween, which I was like a little annoyed about, but you know how it is. And then this is a famous, what do you call it? The reason why it's famous is because it's in different, what do you call it? It's a canal. It's a famous canal because it's in different shows in Japan and in Taiwan, and so people know it. So yeah. We went to see this famous little tiny canal. The contrast of taste makes sense, yes. So when I was in Tokyo, we went to like, you know, a matcha ceremony where they teach you how the whole ceremony goes, and then you have to wash the bowl and everything. And then you get this jello, but it's like crystallized on the outside. And I think it was a trend once to make it at home. But it's basically just a block of sugar and jello and gelatin, and they eat it with the matcha because the matcha has no sweetness to it. So yeah, took a picture of all that. There's some more things, and then we went to a chocolate factory. Like literally, it is a white chocolate factory. It's their Hokkaido like famous chocolate brand. I should go and get the thing, but they have a British bus there, and I don't know why. But they had just some outside stuff. But this is a very famous chocolate brand in Japan that a lot of times when my cousins come back from Hokkaido, they of course will bring us a box of the chocolate. But it's usually white chocolate. It's like in America there's like the milk chocolate with two oval light cookies on the outside. This is the Japanese kind of version, but it's white chocolate on the inside, and there's a whole like factory tour, and I took a picture of this because there's a cat on the wall. They projected a cat like walking on the wall. So I took a picture of that. But yeah, and then they had the whole story, but we didn't really have time to go through the whole story. And I'm like, why is it all these non-Japanese people? But apparently, yeah, this is the family. It wasn't Japanese. And they have like a whole thing with the cats, which I didn't understand. But this is the brand. This is all the different packaging that they had. That you could even get personalized packaging with your, like, instead of the mountains of Hokkaido, you could get whatever picture you want put in there. And it's a little tin box that you can get. Which we, of course, we didn't get because we didn't have time. But let me go get them. So, like, there's only this brand specifically, you cannot discount at all anywhere in Japan. So, you know, like, you'll get this white chocolate, milk chocolate cookies anywhere at any souvenir shop, right? But some of the other, like, specialty or, like, cakes and stuff, you can only get at the factory store. So that's why they were like, oh, get it here. It's not, you won't get a, you know, tax-free discount, but, you know, it's nice. But the final day of shopping, we realized that they tried to trick us because they're like, we're going to give you a tax-free discount. But what they really do is they increase the price to include that discount. So you're literally paying the same. We were looking at chapsticks. It was 600 yen, you know, in the other areas. And then when we went to that store, in that shopping area, it was 660. Basically, they added the 10% tax and then called it tax-free so that you feel like you had a discount. But you really did not have a discount. What the discount is if you pay cash, you get 10% off. But if you pay credit card, you only get 5% off. On top of the tax-free, the duty-free. And I'm like, that's such a scam. I was kind of disappointed in the guy for taking us there and not telling us. But whatever. Anyways. Now I know about the scam. And now you should know too, that sometimes it's a scam. And you should keep an eye on the prices. But it's never going to be where they scam you and make it so high that you're actually paying more. So I guess that's good. But yeah, so we got different like boxes of it. This I made a mix of all the different flavors. Just to make it. So I have the original white chocolate. I have the milk chocolate, which I've never tried. Then there's a special strawberry, and they have all these other flavors. So that was for me and my mom. And I love how they have like the little, basically the pamphlet with all the different flavors on them. So you have caramel, Hokkaido cheese, Hokkaido wine, strawberry chocolate, matcha milk chocolate. I don't know what guanyura is. I think that is chestnut is what I think it is. And those are all the things. I know it's kind of rude that they try to scam you like that, but you know. Kima says that's because Germany had a lot of significant influence on Japan, hence the name, some of the architecture. Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting because in Dusseldorf, where I was staying for the Spiel, they had a whole like almost like J-town, like a Japan town where they had Asian grocery stores and a lot of anime stores and stuff like that. So I didn't realize that. Hello, Board Game James. Thank you so much. I don't even remember when I started. I don't remember. I didn't remember it too, but they knew. Twitch knows when you started. You were near. I was in the Dusseldorf Japantown because Ilka took me there, which was very interesting. We went to the Asian grocery store and shopped, and I told her different options of what different things I would suggest she try. So yeah. LA noodle is so good. Is that in Dusseldorf Japantown? This is actually Japan. So yeah. This is the Kokopia factory in Japan. So you got to see them make, and it's very automated. You got to see the whole process, and they have this really cute, you know, kids version of the factory floor, and you got to see what everything was done and stuff like that. But yeah. So there was a whole story on how this came about, and I don't know where the two cats come in. I honestly have no idea. Maybe I'll look that up. But there's a lot of places where you can stand and take pictures and stuff like that. And it was pretty but crowded because everyone was there. And so like I took a lot of pictures. I didn't try the pudding, but there was specific this whole section. Well, not this one. I'll show you later. But there was a whole section that says you can only buy it at the factory store. You cannot buy it anywhere else. And then they had their 30th anniversary box, which actually the box lid had like you could make a little diorama from. So of course we picked one of those up. And then here's the oh no. Okay, there we go. Huh. I was like, oh no, what did I click? But here's all the different flavors that you could not get anywhere else. And yeah, they had some really weird things to see. Here you go is where you could make your own like tin with whatever picture you want, and for some reason they put cats. I guess people like cats. Yeah. Where did I did take a picture of... No, I didn't. Huh. But this was their new thing, was Kit Kats. They made their own Kit Kats, y'all. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so yeah, we took a lot of night photos. While we were walking back to the bus. And they had cats on the thing. It was funny. And I didn't realize until we were walking back to the bus, but look at this. They held a whole thing on the outside of these guys, like, trying to climb up the chimney. And there's a whole bear butt. Look at this bear butt. It's a polar bear on the roof of the chocolate factory. I thought that was hilarious. Othello? I love Othello. What's Othello? The game? Yeah. But it was a cool place to walk around in. And it was very rainy. Yeah. Then we went to eat again, of course. We went to an all-you-can-eat crab. Like, you could eat all this. But it's like, only the crab is cooked. Everything else you had to cook, so it's kind of like a hot pot. But you can't eat the hot pot meat. You got free drinks. So I had to try some very watered down wine and beer. And the all-you-can-eat was not that great. Honestly, the all-you-can-eat crab. We didn't have a lot of time. You only had like 90 minutes. And you had to cook some of it yourself. And it was funny because the next day we had a buffet and it had crab legs in it. And I'm like, this is also all you can eat, but this crab is so much better. Because they know it's not all you can eat. But you had unlimited time at the breakfast buffet with this crab legs. But it was so much better than all you could eat where you only had 90 minutes. Which I was like so confused about. And if you don't know, their crabs will be saltier than usual. Because what happens is when they take it, when they're on the fishing boat in the ocean, they pick it up, they cook it, steam it right there on the boat, and then they freeze it, not in fresh water, they freeze it in ocean, salt water, which means that the longer it's frozen, the more penetration the salt gets into the thing. So some crab legs are very salty, just because of the way they process it. So, yeah, interesting. Oh, Othello was in my picture, though. I didn't really realize. Are people there crabby? Oh, man. I know. Exactly. Start your engines. I know. But then you get a free drink, a free beer, which, of course, that makes you more full faster. And they had the special beer steins that... Let me see if I took a picture. I'm pretty sure I took a picture. But it fills up from the bottom. So they had to buy this like thousands of dollars machine, maybe even $1 million machine, where you stick this beer stein, right? And then it fills up from the bottom up, that you don't pour it. You just put the cup in and it fills up from the bottom up. And they're like, this is so cool. I'm like, I've seen this before. But yeah. Finger close. No, they kicked you out. Literally, we were kicked out. But yeah, it was annoying. But anyways, this is the American Marriott Hotel. The English, you know, they still had the pots and everything. This is my view. This was like the best, like, oh yeah, we always take a picture. Oh, they had so many different teas. I was like, that's really cool. But what's Joe's? I've never heard of this brand. Now you had a choice between the seafood bento and the buffet, and so many people thought it was extra to get the seafood bowl. And I double checked with the guy, who was very, very kind, and he was like, no, it's free, but you cannot eat any of the buffet food. You can get drinks and stuff, but you cannot eat any of the buffet food if you get this seafood bowl. So I thought I would try it, but everyone around me was like, oh, it's gonna cost you extra. I'm like, no, it didn't. So I got a poke bowl for breakfast. And I was like, is that what people eat in Japan? They're like, yeah, probably not this much food and with this variety. But yeah, people eat sashimi or poke bowls in Japan for breakfast. So I got a miso soup. It looks like a mushroom and spinach. There's my, you know, soy sauce, but it's all this fresh food. I got a crab claw, a sweet shrimp, you know, tuna, all the different salmon and stuff like that. And then that's what I had for breakfast. So yeah. And then we went out in the morning. Like, this was optional. You didn't have to go out. But my mom loves taking pictures. So we went out to the nearby park. And these are all ginkgo trees. These yellow trees are ginkgo trees. And they were gorgeous, y'all. They were gorgeous. Look at this, just rows. Now, this is while it was still overcast. For us, we were so lucky because the sun came out. It was like, ah, you know? And it, like, made all the colors so much more pretty. Like, the sun came out, it was gorgeous. My mom had a great time walking around this lake, taking pictures. And then as we were walking out, you know, to make sure to finish packing and everything and get out everything to the bus, two of our people from the tour, one of them is actually from Washington DC. No. She's from the West Coast. She works at Apple, from Apple headquarters. It's funny. Yeah, Washington State. No, California. Anyways, she was they were walking in. I'm like, oh, you missed the sun. You missed the sun and the bright colors and stuff. And they had to do it quickly. And one of them got lost because they weren't with the tour guide. And the tour guide basically walked slowly with everyone around and took pictures for people, you know, because we finally got to see the gorgeous colors, the changing colors, in this beautiful lake. So yeah, this was absolutely stunning. And the sun came out, you know, and my mom's biggest complaint is the building, the modern buildings in the background. I'm like, Mom, you know where you are. It's gonna be part of the it's gonna be part of the pictures because you're literally in the park in the middle of the city. There's humans around. You don't want to not have humans around. Yeah. Ginkgo trees smell bad. No, they didn't smell bad. Oh yeah, when the fruit falls. But I think all the fruit were gone. So there's a lot of cypress. I don't know the tree types. But yeah, it was gorgeous. Very beautiful. Like stunning colors. So my mom was very happy that we got to see all the colors finally. And we did go to the park on the last day. Another park that also had a lot of good colors. We had to walk fast through. She would have like stayed for hours just taking pictures. And you know, wandering from place to place. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, the sun was out. So was the pigeons. And the seagulls. There's ravens there, or at least some kind of blackbird. But yeah, it was really nice. It was a nice treat. And then here's, you know, the ginkgo leaves. People were actually plucking the fruit off the vines. There's old grandmas that were standing there, just, you know, harvesting ginkgo plants or ginkgo seed pods. Which I thought was funny. But there's the shopping. Everyone's shopping. There's this whole like area of shopping, and it's just a street, a tunnel, like right down this way. It's where the crosswalk is. I think I have a better picture later on. But yeah, this whole tunnel was 7 sections or 8 sections of just shopping after shopping and restaurants after restaurants. So we luckily didn't buy too much. We did have because it's a tourist area and because a lot of Taiwanese come to Japan, there's a good, if you didn't know, there's a relationship between Taiwan and Japan that they help each other in terms of like natural disasters. So the Japanese acknowledged that the Taiwanese sent a lot of money and sent a lot of people to help dig people out during the Japan earthquake that happened you know, like 5 or 6 years ago. And then when Taiwan has a problem, Japan sends support. So there's a lot of these shops, had Taiwan's or Mandarin speaking people there. And then one of them basically recommended this place to us. So we had some nice ramen. I was going to go to Ichiran, which is one of the more well-known ramen shops, but of course I knew there was going to be wait, because even on off time, it's at least a 30-minute wait. But we didn't go, so I was lucky because one lady's like had a terrible experience where she waited for like 30 minutes and they still wouldn't seat her. They didn't have a seat for her, and the the server was so rude that she threw the ticket back at him and then left the paper. It was just a small piece of paper. But she's like, screw this. But I found a Panda Oreos. I did not buy any because it's just regular Oreos with Panda. But I took a lot of pictures. But yeah. So. And then our last day, this is at a truck stop. They had some origami that I was like, that's pretty cool. And then we went to this overlook. And this is like, basically you're seeing Hokkaido's like connection to the rest of Japan. The southern tip of Hokkaido. I think I have a map somewhere. From high. And it was so rainy. But we went to the very top and took pictures. So I took all these pictures. Let me see. Here it is. Yeah. So we're here at the observatory. And we're overlooking this section. You know, we're actually looking up into Hokkaido. So we're looking at the C section. And the tour guide's like, yeah, it looks like the, what is it? The Chanel brand logo. I'm like, whatever. Someone said it looked like a burger or something. I don't know. And then this was our last traditional Japanese hotel. It was very pretty. And it was overlooking the ocean. So you can't see it because it's at night. But I have some daytime photos. And basically they have a rocking chair and chairs just looking out onto the ocean. Because we're right next to the ocean. So this is what the legs we got at the buffet. And I was like, so much better. And these sweet shrimp. Ooh. These sweet shrimp were so good. But here you go. Here's the daytime. This was our view of the ocean. And you just sit there and just look at the ocean. This is the view from the buffet. You could actually have your own counter seating and have breakfast or dinner overlooking the ocean too, which is very nice. Yeah. And I did take a picture. Look at this. This was the bidet controls. So you had, oh my gosh, finding the flush control was always a game. Sometimes they're buttons, sometimes they're on the side behind the, the lid of the what do you call it, the toilet. But you always had a privacy, which means they make music or sound to cover the sound of you peeing and pooping. And then this one had a sanitizing function for the actual wands, and they always had a rear end spray and a front end or women's spray, female spray, and then you could change the pressure, you can change where the wand is and stuff like that. Yeah, I did take a picture of the bidet. I had to. But anyways, yeah, so this was the ocean. It was very nice to just sit there and take a look. We walked around. There was a whole seagull colony, just hanging out. We walked to the beach and took some pictures and video of the ocean. Because, we're there. So yeah, it was very nice. And then walked back and did some more looking around the gift shop. Yeah, and if you can see here, that's, the rocking chair in front of the view. Yeah. And then the last thing is we went to this park. Giant park. So many people. But had such the prettiest trees. And we had only one day that was really rainy. And thankfully our tour guide swapped some stuff out. So that we were in indoors or not traveling during the rainiest days. But yeah, this park was filled with people, but gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, lots and lots of places to take pictures. We did not have enough time in this park. I know my mom would have spent the whole day here, just taking pictures. And there's, of course, of course I'm taking pictures of dogs, too. But there's golf course at the end of this walk and stuff. Because, it's a beautiful area. So, of course, all the rich people are around it. It's a giant place. Yeah. Really pretty. So that was the end of our trip. And then, yeah. I think that was it. Oh no, we had one last meal at this area with different soups and stuff. Here's the uncovering. So it was very interesting because this was fish on a block of cheese, fish with cheese on top, melted cheese on top of a block of like mochi potato-ish. Very weird, very interesting. But yeah, that was our dinner. And then we went to we went more shopping, of course. This is another area of warehouses that they changed into shopping centers and food areas. And then of course this is a very famous chicken burger place called Pedro's, as in the very scary French what do you call it, clown. So yeah, pickled ginger. I don't think it was pickled ginger. Anyways, we went and tried. So the tour guide said you had to try 2 different desserts here. They're both cheesecake. So there's this very small kiosk in the mall. Literally, it's this thing, and you see how big the person's head is. Literally, it's like 4 people wide on all 4 sides, and this is the cheesecake, like where you could buy cheesecake. They have a whole store, right? But next door they had seating that you could not sit in. But basically what happens is that you walk around, you pay, then they give you this little tray every, for per cheesecake that you buy, and these are tiny things. These are like maybe that big. You get a cup of coffee with no sweetener, no creamer or anything, and you take this little plastic disc that's labeled, the branding off, and use that as your spoon to eat the cheesecake. And you're literally just standing there on the other side, sliding down as people leave, eating this cheesecake and drinking your coffee. And it was good. We had we had the tiramisu flavor and the regular. I forgot what flavors we had, but it was good. There were 2 guys that were before us. Both had 3 each because they wanted to try different flavors. But yeah. And then I saw more stamps, and of course then we went to the other dessert place. And these are a different type of oval cheesecake that you could get. And so they had seating area, so we sat down and they had, water and stuff, and took some pictures and hang out and ate. And what's cool about Japanese restaurants is that they usually have a box like underneath the table, and that's where you would put your purse and jackets or whatever shopping bags you had. Keep them off the floor, keep them in a clean, safe space, and then when you were done, you would pick up your stuff, and everything's in one area, which I thought that was pretty cool. And then we spent way too much time in this glass shop buying a little bit of jewelry. But yeah, this is the famous chicken burger, and that's the scary clown, Lucky Peridot from France. The burger was okay. It was really, I don't know. I would not eat it again, but it was very interesting. But there's your scary clown. Long lines, but quick service. And then we, of course, went to the Starbucks, but they had these cute cups, but they had the snow globes on it, and we're like, we don't want it. It's heavy, it'll break. We didn't want to take it home, so we didn't buy anything this time. But yeah, here's what you can see. This is the Starbucks. You see how they have different... Now, this time I got to keep my whole boarding pass, so I don't know why they take some of it. Sometimes they don't. But yeah, anyways. Yeah. Oh, and we had... This is the burger. This is the chicken burger. I had it in the airport while we were waiting. And there's us coming back to Taipei. Did you go to a 7-Eleven? Yeah, I go to multiple 7-Elevens. Didn't buy much at the 7-Eleven because I was always full. But by the way, this is not an egg roll as you know it as an egg roll. It is a dessert egg roll. Basically, it's like a cylinder of cake, or sometimes it's either cake or it's a crunchy layered cookie. They both call it egg rolls, and I don't know why. And then my cousin. And then we went shopping because I had to replace some suitcases that were damaged beyond repair. So we went shopping. They had tea and stuff. This is one of the big shopping center malls. It's called Sogo in Taiwan. And then we went to this buffet, which I've been to before. And then we flew out, and this is one of the oldest hotels. Looks like they had some good stuff there. I wish our 7-Eleven took those. I thought they would too. I thought the Japanese 7-Eleven took over the American 7-Eleven and was gonna do more healthy, fresh food, but apparently not. Yeah, but so anyway, so I'm in this is the Taiwan airport. No, yeah. And so there is different theming on the terminals. So like this one is like the Japanese operas, I think. Or oh no. I think so, but yeah. And then they had like an art exhibition. And I think the Portuguese called Taiwan Formosa, which stands for beautiful. So of course I went shopping again. And I saw this backpack. It's for kids. The store lady was very kind. It was like, you could wear it. I saw Charlotte. But yeah, lots of cute stuff there. This is a calendar, but I didn't get it. And this is the bags that are like traditional, like Taiwanese shopping bags. But they had a whole bird terminal. So this is one of the gates. And so I was like, hey, it's Wingspan. So that's where you got the pictures of me with the bird eggs and the seats and stuff, which is kind of cute. And then they had one about the indigenous Taiwanese. And the trains and stuff. And so this is like the front, like this is the top. But then you go down actually to get to the gate. And then they even had one that's a library. This is literally like, you could literally borrow books to read. And then they had one with more of the, this is the continuation of the indigenous one with canoes, and people were sleeping in the canoes. But the library was on the other side, like right across the way. So there's the cows and stuff. But yeah, there's the library on the other side of the walkway, which I thought that was funny. Yeah. And then we were back on a plane to back home to LA. And I love seeing the moon during the daytime. I don't know why. It's so magical to me to see the moon during the daytime. And that was it. That was my trip. And hopefully we went long enough that I can raid into Bonzinator. I'm gonna keep an eye out to see when she goes live. Let's see. Is she live now? It does not look like she is live now. So I'll jibber jabber. Yeah. I wear a mini backpack, says Kima. You're saying I should have gotten the Panda backpack? I mean, yeah. No, 7-Eleven in Japan and in Taiwan has both like cooked foods, and they also have hot foods. So every morning my mom would go to our local in Taiwan, like the Family Mart or the 7-Eleven, and they would have the turnip, literally this turnip in a pot with, tofu and fish cakes and stuff, and soup that you can get. Or they would have one of the favorite things for us to eat. They have baked sweet potato, but the Japanese style or the Taiwanese style with the yellow in the middle, or the Japanese style sweet potato. So good, so sweet. Yeah. And then the onigiri, of course, is awesome. And they had so many versions of ramen, and of course you can cook it right then and there. And they had add-ins to the ramen. So they had, you could buy little mini eggs, you can buy chicken sticks, you can buy fish cakes, all this other stuff to add to your ramen. But yeah, exactly. Imagine playing Wingspan in there. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. Yeah. Hey, Abtrube, how are you doing? What's going on? You should have got that bag. Oh, the Panda one? Yeah, but I already have a Panda backpack, so I couldn't justify. Yeah. How cute would that bag have looked when you come out with the Panda on your badge and your backpack? I do have a Panda backpack, like a backpack. It wasn't like that kind of shaped bag, but I had to have a backpack, so I already had one. I could justify it. The store lady's like, look how deep, you could put a lot of stuff in there. I'm like, but no, I just took pictures. But yeah, I did buy a backup of a little bag that I use that has pandas on it, and then I bought some more cup holders because my friends like the ones that I have that I bring around, because I hate carrying stuff, and also you get wet, your hands wet and stuff from the condensation. So there's like, the Taiwanese have like these bags that are very thin, but you can just put any boba drink and stuff in it, because the Taiwanese likes to, you know, walk around with a drink or food, you know. So all your card games, that's true, small box games could fit into there. That is true. That is true. But yeah, so how are you all doing? We're stalling a little bit until I can see if Bonzinator is live. Let's see. I don't know if they're... Okay, Reina's live, but I don't think... She's supposed to... Bonza's supposed to go live today, right? I thought she had a sponsor stream today. Let me just check her Discord real quick. Is that... Nope. This one. Not stream... Announcements. Blip, 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 all the way down. Because I don't check Discords often. Wednesday, tomorrow, I'll be streaming Raw Dance of Love with the designer, which is awesome. From Arcade Wonders. Only has 2 days left. And Tuesday... Oh, she's not streaming today. I went long... Wait, no. Today's Tuesday. They'll be streaming Fury of Elements with Mark the designer. And it's currently on Kickstarter. And it starts now. So as soon as she goes live, I will go ahead and raid into that. It could have been your Mary Poppins bag, like Games Mama. I don't think I would fit that many. True says, I need to go to Japan. Maybe next year. I want to go to some of the pottery towns. I have some Orbi-ware dishes and teacups. I want to get those where they use the... It looks like it's holes in the cups, but it's actually clear glass that they put on the inside. So it's really kind of cool looking. That's the one I want to get. But yeah, Ben says, I've been admiring the chestnut robot chessboard. The pieces move themselves. It's so cool, but stupid expensive, especially with tariffs. Ooh, wow. Do you play chess that much? That's kind of funny though, but that's fun. There's a lot of chessboards. I bumped into Quan Chai on Saturday, and he was like, I got a Mahjong set from Costco, but I don't know how to play. I'm like, I'll teach you. Yeah. Ben says, I recommend looking at their videos though. Yeah. Rice grain porcelain, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. The ones with the holes in them. It looks so kind of cool. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Are you live? Buns. Come on, Buns. Come on, go live. We're waiting for you. I'm never #1 in Bonds' stream because I don't like to just sit there. I'm always doing something, so I'm like, ding, damn it. Bonzinator is not live yet. Okay. But when she is... I know, Ben, there is a Mahjong set currently on sale on Costco. I almost said Kickstarter. But no, Costco. I don't know if it has the, like, my set that I got in Alabama, y'all. In Alabama. My Mahjong set that I got in Alabama actually has quote-unquote translations, because there is the Chinese, you know, there's a whole suit that's just Chinese 1 through 9. And they have the little number on the corner, so you don't have to remember what 1 through 9 is in Chinese. You can just look at the number, so it has a translation for that, which is kind of funny to me. But yeah, so I have that one. I think I have a second. I think that's my only set. I only have one set. Yeah. It's chunky, big ones, but yeah, there's little ones. There's a whole bunch of different types of sets. But I don't think the Costco one has the translations, which is interesting. And what's really funny is that I always think of, like, I always like to look at the rule books to see which version of Mahjong they're using and what version of the scoring that they're using because it's all different. Eva, I know you did miss it, but that's okay. All I did is jibber jabber for 2.5 hours about Japan. But yeah, Kima says I would love to go to Shibuya and go to karaoke late night restaurants. Yeah, but it's a lot of drunk people. I don't like that side of the culture, is the drunkenness, and how people pass out, you know, on the streets and stuff. It's kind of sad, but they do take care of each other. People put water bottles for people to drink. Yeah. Ben says mine doesn't have Arabic numbers. A friend got it for me from Hong Kong back in the 90s. Yeah, you don't even have a case for it. You keep it in a box, like a cardboard box, which is funny. Eva says I love mahjong. I know, me too. Hello, games mama. Someone just said something about your backpack full of games, and then here you are, Patra. Richie mahjong. I know, right? Oh, thank you, Eva. Yeah. Watch the replay when you have time and let me know if you have any questions. Him says I saw videos of like random passed out people in the street. I know. It's kind of bad. Eva says I know you talked about it, but what was the best thing you ate? I think, oh man, that's hard. The best thing I ate. That's hard. I mean, I love the sashimi, the fish, the crabs. They're all so fresh. Those are so good. I think I really liked the desserts too. Even though they're buffet desserts, they're good desserts. But yeah, I don't think there was anything that stood out to me too much because I'm in LA, right? There were some unique things we ate, but things that really stood out as in I would crave to eat that again really wasn't there for some reason. Kima says, that's crazy that people go out alone, like your friend don't make sure you go home. I know! I mean, Japan has some amazing third spaces because people's apartments are so tiny that they literally cannot relax in their apartment. They only go there to sleep and change and eat. Actually, they don't even go there to eat. They just go there to sleep and change, and then they eat outside all the time, and they don't really cook a lot because it's just so tiny, right? But yeah, it's people. I mean, it's safe enough that people just don't. Yeah. Ben says the case disintegrated, but the pieces live on. I keep it almost for sentimental reasons at this point. Dang. Yeah. I wonder if you can find a replacement case. I'm sure you could. Let's see. Cardboard Coast with lime. I still don't see Bonds. Is anyone keeping an eye on Bonds for me? I don't see her live yet. It always stresses me out when I run a little late, but yeah. Games Mom says, Games! I'm packing on prototypes in my game pack for Friendsgiving. And did you play Crane games or Capcorn coin thing for Strange Toys? No, but I did see some. I don't like playing those because I don't need those things. They're like just dust catchers for me. But I did see some. I did play a really fun Crane game at San Diego Comic-Con because it was so easy. I was like, I hate Crane games because I'm terrible at it. But the one they had at San Diego Comic-Con for Paramount Studios was like, you could literally stop, still move around, and just drop. And then almost everyone got something. As long as they listened to what the people were telling you. Like, literally almost everybody got something, which was fun. Container Store. What I recently saw was that Costco is still going strong in Japan, but like Walmart and Target never got to catch on. Like they didn't do the right things. Like Costco really appealed to the Japanese side of things and worked with local manufacturers and stuff because Japan really have pride in their objects. Like the best things that they produce, they keep in Japan. They do not export. I know a lot of like the stationery stores and stuff, they have to have a very good relationship with the Japanese store owners to export the Japanese stationery pens and stuff. Otherwise, the Japanese do not want to do that. And I finally bought the mechanical pencil that turns as you write, so that you always have a sharp edge, because I hated that. I would write, and then had to flip it to get the sharp edge again. Finally got one. It was so good. And I bought, of course, a lot of Friction pens, as, you know, because I love them for use, you know, in roll and writes. So I got a pack for myself. My friend brought back cat hats from Japan. I did not do cat hats. And I still don't. Bonds is on, right? Am I missing? I'm just gonna do this. Bonsinator. Oh, Bonds is live. Okay, I don't know why it wasn't showing up. The Bond is live. Okay, cool. Been live for 2 minutes. We're gonna raid her. What is going on? We're gonna raid her. Bonds. Why can't I find her? Bonsai. No? Because I'm not in board game. Oh, there you are. Let's go raid into Bonds. Please. I already put the raid command into the chat for you all. Please go and share some love. It's a sponsored stream. That's how she's getting paid. So yes. Please go support her. Let's see. They are Friction pens. Did I say something wrong? I probably did, but yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Eva. Thank you so much. Oh, no problem. I'm glad y'all enjoy it. I don't know. I feel weird sharing, but yeah. I stream next after PAX Unplugged. So in December, end of November, in December. As soon as I get back from PAX Unplugged, I'll do my PAX Unplugged recap, and that's when I'm streaming. Where are you, Bones? Why can't I find you? I know. Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? That was terrible, but there you go. Thank you, Mary Canada. I'm sorry I missed you at the other cons. But let's go say hi to Bonds. Thank you all so much for joining me. Like I said, I will be back streaming after PAX. So yeah, and we had a hype train today, so that's gone. Hello, Games Daddy. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry I missed that, but thank you to everyone who subscribed with Prime and threw bits and got me to a level 1 hype train. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. It's only because of your support that I'm here, and it's my Twitch affiliate anniversary as well. So thank you very much. Time for another nap? No, time for getting editing, so I can get things edited before I leave on Thursday. Oh, but Wednesday I will be at the Silver Medal Tavern, and we will play Heat along with Shay Parker and John Gonzalez. So join us at the Silver Medal Tavern at 7:30 Pacific. There you go, y'all. Okay, have a great week. Love ya. Bye.